With just a little over a month until the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins host pick 11 and pick 30. What's the vision of this front office, and who would you like to see taken off the board? And even after the Jalen Waddle trade, the Miami Dolphins is still rumored to trade another player. Let's dive into it on the Dash Juices podcast. What's going on, Fin Nation? And welcome to another episode of the Dash Juices podcast. During this healing process, after we traded Jalen Waddle, the Miami Dolphins is in the news yet again with another possible trade, sending Jordan Brooks to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, nothing set in stone yet of what picks they want. Rumors has it that it is a pick swap of their number 20 pick and our number 30, but nothing is yet set in stone. What does have me nervous is the Miami Dolphins did restructure two players' contracts, Devon Achan, who I will get into later, and Aaron Brewer. Did not touch Jordan Brooks. Does that mean he's possibly on his way out? We don't know yet. But before we get into that, thank you all that's been tuning in. I would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like and subscribe button. It goes a long way. Let's get into it. Devon Achan on his final year. Honestly, Devon Achan is our franchise player as of right now. He is the face of the franchise who you will see on the front page of our tickets to whoever is still buying tickets to go to these games. But he's on his final year of his rookie contract. The Miami Dolphins just restructured this contract, giving him a vet minimum of $1.1 million. Now, what happened earlier with the Jalen Waddle, we did restructure his contract just to let him go, to make it, just to ease the trade a little bit more for the Denver Broncos. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Well, what I am hoping is that's not the case for Devon Achan. We can't let go of every player, every player. Jordan Brooks, I would hate to see him go too, but if the price is right, like they say, everybody has a price. If the price is right for Jordan Brooks, then maybe we can address a linebacker in this year's draft. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But like we said in the main topic of this here podcast, let's talk the 2026 NFL draft. The Miami Dolphins host pick 11 and pick 30 with three third round picks. So before we get into that, let's take a look at our depth chart so that way we can see the holes that we have before people start jumping saying, "Oh, we should get this player or that position," and things like that. But let's just take a look to see what we're working with as of right now. So, I'm looking over here at the Miami Dolphins depth chart. This is updated as of as of March 19th, and it's not looking too good. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at it real quick. Well, of course, we already know our quarterback Malik Willis. We have Quinn Ewers as his backup. Still have Cam Miller on the practice squad. Hopefully, let's get us a quarterback in the later rounds though. Nothing pressing. I wouldn't try to go with the quarterback too early. Probably one of the at the earliest one of your round 3 picks at the earliest. But me personally, I wouldn't go for that either. Receivers. After losing Jalen Waddle, our receivers is now our receiver 1 is Jalen Tolbert. we have a lot of threes. Let's just say that. Let's just address the elephant in the room. We have a lot of threes at receivers. For those that don't understand what I'm talking about, that if these receivers was to go on another NFL team, where they're possibly a third string receiver. Let's call a spade a spade. With our number one receiver is Jalen Tolbert, who we just grabbed from the Dallas Cowboys, was a number three receiver there. I mean, but you do have stars like CD Lamb and George Pickens. You wasn't getting on the field much. So he was more of a special teams guy. As like our number two guy, who we're going to keep in the slot. He was our special teams guy, Malik Malik Washington. Now he does have a little bit of potential, but I wouldn't have him in a role as being a number one or number two. You just want him on your punt returns and maybe have some gadget plays out of the backfield because he did carry the ball some in the last season. Then we have Tutu Atwell, which I was surprised that we got him. I do like him. I do think that that was a nice free agent pickup. It threw me off guard because I was thinking that they're going to go a big receiver, but Tutu Atwell is about 5'9", and he's just a small guy. So we definitely need to address some bigger physical receivers in this draft. Let's head over to the offensive line. Of course, our starting left tackle is Patrick Paul. He had a solid sophomore season last year, and I do hope to look forward to seeing him, blossom into um, a great starter for us. Left guard, left guard. Okay, Jonas Savaiina'a, we picked up last year in the draft. Now he did start rough. I was excited, just like a lot of Miami fans was excited when we drafted him because coming out the tape was great, but it didn't pan out so well. The first half of the season, he had a rough start. Started to pick it up a little bit, but me personally, I think that that's because we moved him out of his natural position, which his natural position is right guard, and we had him staying the whole season at left guard. I'm not a fan of that. And when we talk about these NFL drafts, yes, I want linemen, I want the trenches, but I want traditional positions. I've said this for years. What I don't like in the NFL is you draft a guy who played 3, 4 years at a certain position, then he gets drafted, and then you move him to a whole nother position. For example, I just never saw the value of drafting a good left tackle just to put him on the right hand side. That's like that's like handing somebody who's right handed a pen and tell them, okay, now let me see you write with your left. Oh, it's sloppy. You're no good. We're done with you. I just don't understand that. I want to keep guys at their true position, at their true natural position. So hopefully, if we address if we address the interior offensive line, we can get somebody who is a traditional left guard that we can plug them in this spot and move Savai Ina, have him competing with Jameer Sailor, who we just picked up from the Chargers in free agency. Aaron Brewer, all pro tackle, solid. He was very solid. Um, and right tackle, Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson, he's average, slightly above average at best when he's healthy, when he's on the field. And that's the biggest thing. We always talked about Tua and how unhealthy he is, injury prone he is, whatever you want to label it. Austin Jackson was right there with him, if not more games, missed more games. So we did restructure his contract. He is with us this year. I don't see him staying with the team in 2027. So my hope is that we attack this offensive line in the draft and we can get a guy who is a right tackle or get a right guard who can swing to the right tackle spot for the departure of Austin Jackson. Then we have Devon A. Hopefully, we still have Devon Achan. Third round pick. We picked him up in the 2023 draft. He's on his final year of his rookie contract. As of right now, he is the face of our franchise. And yes, I do hope we keep him. I do not want us to trade him. I do want to have some weapons on this team. I understand we're in a full rebuild and we're getting as many draft picks as it come by, but we can't put all of our eggs in a basket and get rid of every single body and hope these draft picks hit. Now, I do understand Devon Achan is a smaller frame back. He's not your everyday third down, three down back, but we do have solid backups, Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon. To me, they proved their worth last season. But it all would tell how this season goes out. Like I said, I just hope that Devon Achan is still there. Let's move over to the defense. Now, we have Edge, Chop Robinson, who I feel as though should have a significant bounce back from his sophomore slump. I am riding with Chop Robinson because he is our best edge rusher. Um, what I'm hoping that he shows that he's more than just a pass rusher. He can stop. He can finally shoot the gaps to stop the run. Stay true to his gaps. But right end, we picked up Josh Uche from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I don't recall him much on the Philadelphia Eagles, but I do remember when he was with the New England Patriots. And I do remember hearing his name a lot with the New England Patriots. But to me, he's just too similar to Chop Robinson, where he's a decent pass rusher, but can you stop the run? That's another big piece that I hope that we attack in this year's draft. A physical defensive end who can also plug in run stops. Our defensive tackles. Now, I do see a lot of mocks that has us getting some defensive tackles, but I think we're decent with defensive tackles that I wouldn't worry too much about. We have our first round pick, Kenneth Grant, who I feel as though in Hafley's defense, he will excel. We still have Zach Sealer. Now, I thought that Zach Sealer would have been a name that we had traded because we have a lot of decent young guys in that position. I thought that we would have traded him over Jordan Brooks, but here we are. I don't want to see Brooks go. I'm gonna just say that. Um, Over to linebackers, we have T. Dot Terrell Dotson. He's he's not bad. He's not bad. He flashed a lot the year before last, coming off as a free agent, and his starting role, he was on the field. He has some nice decent plays, but I need when it comes to this middle linebacker on my linebacker, I need some thumpers. That's just it's just what I need. I need some thumpers, and I just didn't see that much out of him. So hopefully that changes. But who I am happy that we retained was Willie Gay Jr. Now I understand he didn't have a decent year last year because he was barely on the field, and I really hope that this defense utilizes him because when he was on the field, he was making some plays, and it's just that he was just behind Jordan Brooks and Terrell Dodson. He really didn't have much bump. And they were using what was his name? Kenny Britt more than Willie Gay. So hopefully we do finally utilize him and see the playmaker that he is. Now, corner, our cornerbacks. Ladies and gentlemen, our cornerbacks. This is a shit show. Okay? I'm sorry, but yeah, not looking good at corners. Yeah, we see some names here, but let's be real. These are camp bodies, most of them. Our number one corner right now is Storm Duck. Last year, he was supposed to get some bump as the number one corner. That's because we had no one. And here we are, 2026, still have no one. You didn't get to see him play last year because he got hurt during training camp for his ACL, done for the year. So hopefully, hopefully he does step up and plays well. But we need us a corner. Bad. Bad. I don't see us re-signing Rasul Douglas. He is the number one free agent that we let go of that I would love to see come back, but he's going to want a lot more money because he proved it last year. Wasn't a spectacular signing, but he held his own and he was pretty solid. Now, our left corner, we have a free agent, Darrell Baker, but I do like Juju Brents. I do like Juju. Sorry about that. He did have some flashes last year until his injury. Another, I think it was a torn ACL, but that's the thing. He's always hurt. Our corners are always hurt. So we do need to fill that up in this draft. But mm, nah, safeties. We traded Minka Fitzpatrick. Yes, he's older. Yes, we pretty much didn't get much for him, but now we have no safeties. Um, our starting safeties is Lonnie Johnson, a free agent that we grabbed from the Raiders. Me personally, I don't know much about him like that, but hopefully we are in another situation how we were last year, signing Ashton Davis and Ife. Ife didn't really pan out as much as I thought he would. Uh, Ashton Davis a little bit better, but nothing to write home about. But uh, I'm sorry, real quick. Back to offense. I did forget about our starting tight end. How did I forget him? We have Greg Dulcich. Tight end is another position that I will hope that we select possibly one of our third round picks, fourth round picks. Let's see how the way this board goes. But Greg Dulcich, he was pretty solid. I am glad that we retained him. We got him back. But can he fill that role as the number one tight end? Only time will tell. So back to the defense. Last we have Dante Trader Jr. Last year's rookie coming out of Maryland. He was solid. He did flash. He had some rookie mistakes, but I think he played well his time that he was on the field. And we will see more of him, but safety is another position that I wouldn't mind us attacking. Let's just see how the way that this board goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to our mock simulator, and we're going to do we're going to shoot for a seventh round, but I might cut it short. But let's just see how it goes. And we're going to do no trades, picking for Miami, of course. And let's just go ahead and start this draft, see how the way this board goes. Okay. Okay. Now let's scroll up. Sorry, so right here we have all of our available players. And over here we have guys and where they went. Now, I do like how the way, or I don't like how the way this draft went because my number one guy who I want, my number one guy who I want is Francis Malioga. I'm sorry, call me a homer. Yes, I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, and I would love for that to be our number one pick. But this mock draft, they have him going number 6 to the Cleveland Browns, which I understand. That could be possibly it, but honestly, I see them going Freeland, the tackle out of Georgia, just because what I said earlier. Francis Mayoga is a right tackle. He's a 3-year starter out of Miami, all right tackle. So if the I just don't see them utilizing him as a right tackle. They might use him and put him in the left and just hope that he's just as good on the left hand side, guarding somebody's blind side, as he was on the right. And that's why I think that they're going to go Monroe Freeland. He's potentially could be the number one tackle off the board. That doesn't mean that he's better than Francis Mayoga, but it's just the position of need. If you need a left tackle, why are you going to draft the right? Whatever. We're not going to get too much into that. As you can see, I am hurt that the board has Francis Mayoga gone, but let's move on. The number one obvious pick, Fernando Mendoza. Let's just go ahead and skip that. We already knew that. I see a lot. I see some mixtures on the Jets pick between Arville Reese and David Bailey. Now, I do feel as though Reese will be the pick, and but I did see some that has David Bailey. Ruben Bain, pick 3. Oh, okay, sounds good. After this combine, Sonny Styles, pick 4. David Bailey right there, pick 5 to the Giants. Now I think that might be Caleb Downs, but okay. Either way, I don't understand the way. I don't understand where some of these names went on their teams, but this is pretty much might be how this board looks. Now, let's get into it with the Miami Dolphins pick. Okay. I understand we traded. Let's take a look at who's on the board. Um, let's take a look at receivers. You have Malachi Lemon. You got Makai Lemon, who a lot of people have us taken after this Jalen Waddle trade. Jordan Tyson, who coming out, I was highly sold on Jordan Tyson, but pick 11 is a little too rich for me, and my biggest knock with him is his injury history. He didn't even work out in the combine, and I just I wouldn't take him at number 11. Now he's there at pick 30, which I don't think he will be at all. I don't think he will be, but rumors has it that he is dropping down this board because of that. But I I would just say pump your brakes on receiver. Yes, we just lost our number one receiver due to trade, but I just wouldn't address this with the number 11 pick. I don't think it's that pressing of need of it because there is a lot of receivers, especially in these this main part of a second, third round receiver. So let's just see who falls there. But we're not going to go receiver. I want to go lineman. Now, with the lineman, let's go interior offensive lineman. Go interior offensive lineman, and we're going to go tackles. Let's look at the interior offensive lineman. Vega. I've been big on Vega. I felt as though if we draft Vega, he can stay at his natural position, which is left guard, and you can move Savai Naa over to his natural position at the right guard. After watching some tape, he is a big physical specimen of a guard, and he could possibly be an all pro guard. That is true. I'm not too sure how Bobby Slowick, our offensive coordinator, will run his plays. If we use a lot of wide zone, I just don't see this being a pick. I don't mind it. If this is our pick, I would not mind it at all. But for some reason, watching this tape at Penn State, I he didn't have the footwork that I was looking for in a guard. Guards, you just require them to pull, swing out, kick out, and things like that. And it's to me, it's hit or miss. Once he gets his hands on you, it's nice. But getting there, getting from point A to point B at this high of a pick, I don't know. But like I said, I wouldn't mind that being our pick. But for this instance, I'm gonna just go ahead and shadow away. Now, Spencer for no. Let's take a look at Spence. Okay. Yeah. 6'6", 308 pounds. He didn't test well in measurements in the at the combine, but he is a right tackle. Natural position. Okay. Natural position. Now, I know I talked about moving guys out of their natural positions. To me, it's an asterisk if you keep him on the right side. So I like Spencer Fano, very athletic, has nice footwork, I feel as though if you get a Spencer Fano, the front office said in their conference that they plan on attacking the trenches, and this this right here screams Spencer Fano, offensive lineman pick in general, but Spencer Fano, you can move him into right guard, and then let's just call a spade a spade. Austin Jackson is not playing the whole year. When that time comes, you kick Spencer Fano out to right tackle, buys Austin Jackson. We probably won't even see you anymore. You're gonna just let the rookie get some burn at his natural position. So this is gonna be my pick with the number 11 pick, Spencer Fano. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You will go any if you go elsewhere. All right. Now, number 30. Number 30. Okay, this is where it gets tricky. Let's take a look to see who's gone. TJ Parker. This is a name that I was looking for with pick 30 because not too sold on the edge rushers this year, but eh, we'll see how the board goes. Okay, we got Caden Proctor gone, TJ Jordan Tyson, which I said, oh, this is the furthest I ever seen him fall down the draft board at 27. But he goes at 27. Caden McDonald from Ohio State, Caleb Banks, Blake Miller is a nice. If we would have went another position, other than Lyman, I wouldn't mind a Blake Miller, but yeah, probably wouldn't. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, great pick. Ooh, Akeem Mesidor. Yes, I'm sorry, I am a homer, but Akeem Mesidor was a guy I was looking forward to at pick 30. Okay, Kenya Sadiq, Thieneman, Ty Lemon. Our guy went number 15. Like I said, it was just too rich for number 11. I wouldn't be mad if Miami picked him, but yeah. All right, let's take a look at who we have now. All right, we went tackle with our first pick. Let's see. Let's take a look. Now, this is a pick where I will probably go either edge. Take a look at our edge rushers. Our next pick after this is 43. I'm going to hold off on edge real quick because I am looking at between Malachi Lawrence, Gabe Jacques, and Zion Young. Those are guys who I've been really high on watching film. So we're going to hold off. Outside of edge, I would probably address the cornerbacks where you have Colton Hood, Brandon Cisse, D'Angelo Pons, Chris Johnson, who I like a lot. So, but like I said, it's a lot of decent guys. Take a look at the safety room. I don't think there's any safety outside of the two names that's already gone that I would address. Yeah, there's not that I would get in the first round. So go back to edge real quick. No, I didn't look at receivers. Receivers. Denzel Boston. Denzel Boston is starting to wear on me a little bit. Let's take a look at him. I do I do like his size. Um, 6'4". He's not a blazing speed guy, but he would be one. So let's just keep an asterisk by his name right now. First round pick. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and go. Yeah, we're gonna switch it up this time for this one. We're gonna go Denzel Boston. We do need a number one receiver. He does have potential to be a number one receiver. Let's get Malik Willis some weapons. Okay, now we are in round two. Round two at pick 43. We went already. We went tackle and we went receiver. So this is where I will look at cornerbacks because as you see, cornerbacks is high on the board right now. So you probably won't get because this is where it falls off because after 43, our next pick is not till 75. So let's take a look at edge. Okay, most of our guys are going to be gone. Let's just roll the dice because I cannot pass up on Chris Johnson, cornerback out of San Diego State. He was fluid in his movements. I think, zone, man, whatever you need. He is a top talent, a solid pick. His combine numbers was good. I saw highlights of his pro day, but watching film, I like his transition and speed. His makeup, you know, makeup ball when the ball is in the air, the way he locates the ball in the air. I'm going Chris Johnson with the second round pick. Okay, now let's see who we got. We got us a tackle, a receiver, and a cornerback. Go back, take a look at edge, and see who we have. Oh, okay, okay. Now, just missed Derek Moore. Max Clear. That was a name that I was looking forward to. Keelan Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech. Physical, physical. Like him. Bryce Lance went in the third round. Wow. Okay, I just don't see him. I mean, yeah, he's fast. He came out of North Dakota State, same as Christian Watson and things like that. I just don't have a round three grade on him. I guess this one things different. Let's see. We're gonna go edge, and we're gonna go with Romelio height. Let's take a look at his 6'3". I do like him. Out of Texas Tech, he was the second edge rusher. Yeah, we're just gonna go edge. Okay, not gonna get too much into it. Um, I do kind of like Kieran Crawford, 6'4", a little bigger. Um, yeah, but nah, we're gonna go Vermilio height. Now we have pick 87. 87. All right, let's take a look. We got tackle, we got receiver, we got cornerback, we got edge. Okay, now let's see if we can get some more playmakers. I do like Trig. I do like Trig a lot, but let's let's see if we can make some picks and he's still there. So we're gonna if not, yeah. I'd also like Klein and the Texas running back, but yeah, we're gonna hold off on tight ends right now. Ooh, Everett. Yeah, we're gonna hold on. We're gonna hold on to him because he is a guy. Yeah, we get pick at 90, but I'm definitely keeping my eye on him because he is a physical corner who was nice. Got has the build, six a 6'1" corner, 190 that our front office is looking for size wise. Looking for. And like I said, we do need corners. Okay, take a look at receiver Ted Hurst. He is he's not a sleeper anymore, but he is a guy who I want. I do. I do. Um, take a look at him. 6'3". He ran pretty decent in a 40. Watching tape on him, it's just to me, my only knock with him is, the school he went to, his competition, and his routes. Like, can he expand that route tree? Only time will tell. But yeah, definitely keeping an eye on him. Um, Jordan Brooks possibly could be traded. Let's just take a look. Um, no one who I would grab this early. No one who I would grab this early. I do like Keyshawn Elliott. York, pretty decent. But yeah, no one who yeah, these guys. All right. So let's see between corner, receiver. I'd say I'm definitely holding off on tight end. Um, receiver. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks. Yeah, we're gonna go to the quarterbacks after probably after this pick or the pick after that. Receivers. All right. No, we're gonna double down on corners. I'm gonna stick with it. It's between these two guys. I do like Malik Muhammad, out of Texas. He has some great tape. 6 foot, 188. But we're gonna go with the Georgia guy. I liked him. All right, now next pick 90. Our next pick after this is pick 94. This is where I go Ted Hurst. Take a look at our picks right now. Spencer Fano, Denzel Boston, Chris Johnson, Romeo Height, Everett. This is where I double down on receiver, Ted Hurst. Uh, you know what? Sorry, Ted. Let's take a look first. Let's take a look first to see who's out there. Okay. Oh, got that. Receiver, cornerback. We already went two corners, so I don't see them. Let's take a look. Oh, hold on, hold on. Now, this is where I go safety. This is definitely where I go safety. I will go Genesis Smith um over Wheatley because Wheatley, yeah, Wheatley to me Wheatley was just you know, he can step up in the box, but that's about it. Uh, yeah, and I don't know. It could be because Penn State was just that bad. A lot of Penn State was just bad, but I really like Genesis Smith tape. Hopefully, now only knock on Genesis Smith was he reminded me of those guys who didn't wrap up well with tackles, but I think that's something that can be coached. Hopefully, but everything else was pretty solid. I'm gonna go with Genesis Smith, 94, 94. Okay, now this is where it gets a little interesting because after this, our next pick is 130. Next pick after that is 130. So let's see what we're working with right now. We doubled up on corners. I do want some more depth in the line in the trenches. Let's take a look at edge one more time. And let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. No, nothing that stands out so far that could probably be there at 130. Look at our defense interior line, even though I said that we're pretty solid interior. No one really that stands out. Okay, let's see which receiver is there because we did not double down on receiver. I do like Malachi Field. Okay, take a look at quarterback. All right, now I do. I think that we can wait on quarterback to land one because I do like the size of Drew Aller. Garrett Nussmeyer, he did have a great senior bowl. Didn't do so well. Neither one of these guys played well in the season. They say that Garrett Nussmeyer was hurt. Of course, that's what they say. Um, Drew Aller, he's just a little bit too inconsistent, but he has the body type. He has like he's just when he's good. When Drew, I do like Drew Aller. Okay, I do like Drew Aller. When he's good, he is good. But when he's bad, he's horrible. Hopefully, that can be coached and he can settle down and understand the game. I mean, with a team like Miami, like I wouldn't mind this pick. I wouldn't mind this pick at all. Let's just go ahead and get it. Why not? Now we got this long drop off because we got until 1:30. Ooh, Carson Beck was still on the board. Uh, but okay. Um, Carson Beck still on the board. Here's a name. Let's take a look at receivers. Right here. Jacoby Lane. I liked him at USC. Yeah. Big body receiver. Take a look. 6'4", physical. Could possibly be a red zone threat. I do like him. That's what we're gonna go with. I'm not even gonna but I am gonna look to see who else is there. Look at Edge. And Curry. Davis Hutchinson. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going I am going with receiver. This is where we double down on receiver. Tight end. Yeah, this is where we double down at receiver. And we're gonna go with Jacoby Lane. 3 picks left. This is where you find some bodies with good potential. Good potential. Oh, Jaden Knott, out of Oklahoma. He was good. He was. I mean, he had a better year at Cal, but okay. But we're not looking at running back. I just saw his name, and so don't be alarmed, man. Like, don't be alarmed. Okay, not tight end. Not tight end. Take a look at edge. Now, this is interesting. Contravious Hutchinson, 6'3", 240. Um, this could be a guy that pretty much that you have um I did see tape on him, but nothing too eye popping. Take a look at linebacker. Linebacker. Okay. Nothing too eye popping. All right. Let's go back to Edge. Edge, we're gonna. I think that this would be a decent pick right here. Redshirt senior. Could have ties with the defense coordinator, since he was a coach there at Boston College. I don't think it was around this time, but could have some ties with him. Um, he wasn't too bad, in the ACC. Um, let's see stats. Only two. Yeah, there's a reason why he's this low, but I remembered him when the year before. The year before, yeah. But let's just go ahead and that's going to be our guide. Like I said, this time we're at pick 5. This is where you try to find some hidden gems. Um, Speaking of hidden gems, let's take a look at other positions. Yeah, I would be a homer if I grab on this Cooper, but he has a good right guard. But safety, Michael Tabb. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I did like his game at Texas. 6 foot, smart, smart. Two safeties. Take a look at that. Two cornerbacks, two safeties. Mm, nah, I do like that pick though. Take a look at tackle. Drew Shelton. He is a guy who Miami's having another 30-day 30 30 team visit with. I did like him in Penn State. 6'5", additional left tackle. He could be a nice backup for Paul. Paul. Take a look at the interior. Yeah. Go back to tackle. This is my guy, Drew Shelton. Okay. Two more picks. Take a look at tight end. Nothing stands out. Nothing stands out. I was hoping. I was hoping that my guy is here. Jack Kelly is another solid linebacker. Missed out on that one. Thought he was going to be here at this pick, but the way the cookie crumbles. These are just not these at these right here are backup tight ends at best. For their college team. Oh, fullback. If Bobby Slowick uses a fullback, kind of like how Mike McDaniel's have, this is the number one fullback right here out of Navy. He is the guy. If, like I said, that's if this is who I'm going to go with. That's if Bobby Slowick does have a similar game plan to Mike McDaniel's, and utilizes the fullback. So this is who I'm going to go with. Like, I mean, come on now, we're in the 7th round. Let's go with a lineman. Let's go with a lineman. I need a physical lineman right here. Right here. Could never pronounce his name. Watch this tape, and I've heard announcers say his name wrong so many times. always different names, but this guy, 6'5", 317, senior. He has experience. Let's take a look at his yeah, right tackle. This guy, you can plug him in at guard. You can plug him in at right tackle. He's physical. He is physical. This is our pick right here. All right, that concludes our mock round, our mock draft. Let's see how we did. Okay, the only bad grade was Drew Shelton. Um, got a B for Spencer for no. Zell Boston. Okay, this is our mock draft. I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. We covered a lot of holes that's needed. Um, didn't address the tight end. I do see a lot of tight ends go, but we didn't do that. Probably should have went edge again because you only got one edge guy. Um, but I have like three tackles. Well, some of them, most of them are, well, one or two of them are potential guards. Not bad. So thanks again for those that came through and stuck around and watched. Once again, please, if you would, hit that like and subscribe button. It's free. It's greatly appreciated. Helps the channel, goes a long way. And until next time, everybody, deuces out.